They stripped him of everything except his desire. His mission to become an internet superstar. Sadly, he's doing it with absolutely no resources.
Nice dress, buddy.
It's a dream coat, Gator.
Whatever, man. Let's just do this show.
Thank you, ROFLCON. Hello and welcome to Internet Superstar, the show that proves the only way we could get into MIT would be to crash a conference full of online weirdos, none of whom know who we are, even though we are their biggest fans. I'm Internet's Martin Sargent. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm joined, as always, by my good friend, the Gator. How you doing, Gator? How you doing, Gator?
I'm good. I'm a little bit upset, to tell you the truth, man. It's like I came all this way and I ain't even found a waffle here yet.
No, see, it's ROFLCON, not waffle.
I brought 27 different kinds of syrup in my luggage, man. I thought this was a conference for waffles.
Dude, you should be excited. We are at MIT. We're at MIT, and you know Harvard is just up the street, and this is an amazing thing. Did you ever think that you would be in such hallowed halls of academia? This is a great honor for our show.
I did not, man, but I think I could teach these MIT kids a thing or two about how to do some electrical work on the building here. The cripple door doesn't even work in the front of this building. I have my stud finder. I get this place wired up right.
Well, for those of you sitting here today who don't know what ROFLCON is, or those of you at home, and for Gator, who I've explained this to 8 or 9 times already, ROFLCON is this huge, amazing conference here at MIT. It's super brainy. It's super geeky. And it's meant to be the physical manifestation of the internet. And what that means is, gathered here this weekend are the brightest stars of online culture, really the atlases who are holding up the entire internet. Our special guests joining us here at ROFLCON are, we have Leslie Hall. Yeah. Leslie Hall is going to be here. We've got Denny Blaze, the average homeboy, is going to be joining us. And we also have Jay Maynard, the Tron guy, is going to be on our show today. What a lineup. You can't get any better of an internet lineup than that. But first, there are many other internet superstars here at ROFLCON, and I've spent the past 2 days walking around the MIT campus trying to hunt them down. Well, many of them wouldn't agree to talk to me, but we shot the whole thing on video anyway, and here is how it went. ROFLCON. So, here we are at ROFLCON, huh? Are you excited to be here?
Oh, yes, definitely, definitely.
Who are you most excited to meet?
Randall Monroe, XKCD?
I don't know.
You don't know who Randall Monroe is?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. What? Who is that?
God.
So, the guys from Something Awful, how's ROFLCON going for you so far?
Terribly.
Terribly? Yeah, for me too. It kind of sucks, doesn't it?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. What's the worst part about ROFLCON so far?
The people.
Do you guys have like a favorite thing that's ever been posted at Something Awful, something that like just makes you proud to have been a part of it?
Okay, our buddy Zach, who's like probably like kind of the senior writer there. He's not the founder, but he's writing there like longer than anybody. He posted a thing making fun of these mothers who do these websites about their dead children. And it was amazing. Like, it was just like they have their little pictures of the fetuses.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
I saw that.
That came out stillborn. And he made his own out of just hamburger meat and googly eyes. And he got these angry letters from these mothers who talked about, you know, they were saying, you know, how dare you make fun of this? We have experienced this loss. And it was from this mother who had lost like 3 children, and she had a website of these, you know, little red fetuses, like 3 different ones. And he was like, I believe his exact words was, your poison womb is making heaven too fucking crowded. So I think that's the high point and the low point of Something Awful right there.
Ryan North, Dinosaur Comics.
And this is a comic book about a dinosaur, like Barney? Is that what it is? I've seen Barney.
Not quite Barney.
How would you describe your music, MC Frontalot?
Oh, it's called nerdcore hip hop.
Uh-huh. And what's so everyone has a good idea? What is nerdcore hip hop?
Oh, nerdcore hip hop it's like regular hip hop, but instead of having to be really cool, you could just be like a big dork. I met her at the Star Wars convention, and did I mention she was looking for love? I had to call her bluff. Lady, you don't mean how that sounded. That 1,000-pound dude in the no fat chick's shirt's astounded. Thought she'd take it back, revoke, rewind, rescind, retract. You heard me, she said, I'll take any man here to descend to the cave where you conquer the fear, and I'll steer you to the side of the force you choose. Somebody's man enough here now. This girl you've got to understand, but not look out of place on the arm of an attractive man. So the geeks in attendance got jaws on the floor. One extends his saber, but he tripped on his cloak. I stepped to the front, then I spoke. I ain't spitting game, look, I've got a Wookiee hat on, but these guys here are used to getting spat on by girls. See, you put them in shock, and this ain't the right con, to quote Mr. Spock, but it's highly illogical to me.
Adam Lindsay, the guy behind Lol Code.
Lol Code.
Yeah.
Not familiar with that one either. So Kyle McDonald, internet famous for one red paper clips. What do you think of this ROFLCON thing, honestly?
I think it's kind of neat. Like, it's sort of weird actually seeing and touching people. Like,
who
not
have you touched?
suggestively. Well, we shook hands. That was all right, yeah.
Anyone else? Did you kind of cuff Tron guy down in his manto?
We've all thought about it.
Do you spend any time on the internet?
Yeah, I am internet, dude. I'm the internet superstar. You don't know who I am?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Why don't we move on to the real reason that we drove Gator's truck 3,000 miles across the country to be here?
Maybe one of these MIT kids could help me get that Warrant 8-track out of my tape player, because I ain't listening to that thing all the way going back, man.
Maybe one of them could try to erase all your warrants too, you know, some of these hacker kids here. Why don't we get right into it? Our first friend tonight comes to us all the way from Ames, Iowa. Please welcome the ravishing Leslie Hall.
Yeah.
Leslie Hall!
Oh, good to meet you, Gator. Good to meet you. Hi, Martin. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you so much for being here. You know, I got to say, though, I don't want to start this interview off on the wrong foot, but I was up on your website doing the research that I always do before I interview people, and I found something extremely disturbing. And it wasn't your Beanie Baby collection. It wasn't your gem sweater gallery. It wasn't even your online merchandise. Was it Hefty Hideaway online merchandising?
Yeah.
It was your bio. It was your bio. May I read aloud a few lines from your bio? Is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah, I can do that. It says, born in Ames, Iowa, Leslie grew up near the first water tower west of the Mississippi. She truly grazed the fields looking for a home to shelter her truth. Quote, art is breathing in a valley. I seek its pain. All my work is speaking a new language. Death to the Sargent. What do you... Am I in any danger by having you here on my show today? Why do you have that in your bio?
It was a dark time, obviously. Trauma, drama, lots of confusion. I'm sorry. Maybe the first time we met, I got the wrong vibe, but I was concerned about maybe I was somehow involved in your final days of your previous former employment. I mean, after
there was a lot of reasons that show got canceled.
All right,
you were not among them. You were one of the brightest lights of that.
Thank you very much. But it was very coincidental that after the taping.
So it wasn't a death threat to me. It was
no,
sort of,
maybe there was a curve. I mean, I didn't want after actually the Megan Mullally show. After I was on that show. It was also canceled.
But the bio didn't say death to Mullally. It said
that's true. That's true. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Why don't we move on with the rest of the interview?
Thank you.
We'll have a nice surprise waiting for us when we get back to San Francisco.
Yeah, Leslie, I'd like to journey now back to the beginning of this odyssey, how this whole started. How did gem sweaters enter and subsequently enhance your life?
Well, gem sweaters, besides giving me joy, confidence, lady sparkles, absolutely, the popularity to dance in the clubs looking like a shimmering starburst.
Like a glittering, jewel-eyed steed, something like that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, can you make me get my jumpsuit, just sort of put a bedazzler over this thing, maybe get some gems on this thing, like an Elvis type of deal or something?
You could, but I just don't think that.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, unless you really like an eagle pattern, maybe.
What about a bullfighter suit? You know where I can get one of them?
Probably at a store, maybe.
I play guitar in a bullfighter suit.
Down on the Mexican border, perhaps.
Well, I'll go check it out.
So when did the first gem sweater enter your life?
I was in high school. I bought one for the dance,
Yes.
a high school dance, and after purchasing it, and the detail, the craftsmanship of each individual bead, I said, why are these pieces being sold at $1.99 at market? Used and abused and completely unappreciated. And that's why I made my website just dedicated to the art and the beauty of these artifacts.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I look out into your audience, I don't see a single person wearing them, and yet they're as cheap as T-shirts in a local dollar bin.
And how many gem sweaters do you now own? Is own the right word, first of all? I mean, can you own?
No, yeah, it's very interesting. Now that I'm actually in a museum state, my collection is actually preserved in my museum.
Right.
It's more of a collection, I guess.
You take that around and show it, don't you?
Yes, it's a 24-foot RV I purchased off eBay.
Oh, wow.
It technically does not run right now, but it's at my parents' backyard in Ames. If you're ever in the neighborhood, we do have standard.
I come by and get that running for you.
Absolutely, the radiator is
It
actually.
costs you about 6 or 8 of them jewel sweaters.
We actually don't sell them or trade them.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
But if you're in the, we do have, it's a regular museum, and I go through the history of the bedazzler, the history of these gems, which actually Elvis, I do think, had a little bit to do with women wanting to gem themselves. His jumpsuits, I definitely agree.
Right. So you use a bedazzler?
I actually don't. I do think that they are significant in the birthing process of these sweaters. I do think that the art of the stapling, as the beads are adhesive.
There wasn't much my mama couldn't do with a bedazzler.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Belts, shoes, sneakers, or hats.
Absolutely, yeah.
I am no way affiliated, though. They did not actually return my calls.
You can put some gems up
You
on
could
the
get a good sponsorship, you would think, from Bedazzler.
I honestly pursued it as if, hello, I'm already doing this. Why not jump on my bandwagon?
Yeah.
But I don't know if they realize what internet is and its powers. Because you know.
I really don't. I think that I do, but obviously, as you can see, the 7 people here today, Thank you, sir. How much is the admission to this museum?
It's actually free.
It's a free museum.
Yeah, it is a free museum.
I got a question, though. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
You said that jewel sweater or gem sweaters can't be a cardigan. Is that right?
That's right. We do have very strict standards in the museum. You don't see turd paintings in a museum. You don't see.
Whoa. You know, Denny Blaze used to wear cardigans, though.
Well, it's very pretty, I'm sure, on you. However, we do not accept Christmas holiday sweaters. We do not accept cardigans or puffy paint sweaters.
What about shoulder pads? Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a much of standard. We tend to repair them. Sometimes one is falling out. When we get at the museum, the restoration wing takes over and really tries to repair them.
And now you're traveling around the country trying to spread the gospel of gem sweaters through hip-hop music.
Yeah, I found hip-hop to be, truthfully, I didn't know I was a lady rapper. You know, it's something that I discovered in me down low. And I am actually pretty good at it.
Yes,
I do hit thank you. I do hit notes, and I do dance with the moves.
I've been to a few of your shows now. Let me tell you, they are sublime. And
Thank you very much.
You're a rock star. It's unbelievable that you sell these places out and people show up wearing gem sweaters, and then you christen them. You give them. You name them. What's that gem sweater's name?
This one is Malahia River Doves.
Malahia River Doves.
Yeah.
I know. He's kin to me. Malahia River Doves.
Yeah, no, this is a really pretty piece. This is actually a donation on my last tour.
Wow.
East Coast, someone brought it to me. I mean, they always have tears in their eyes. And they look at me and they just say, I want to give you this. I am not a proper home for it. Take it to the museum and let someone else treasure it. And
does all that happen with no words? It's just sort of exchanged through thought.
Yeah, in a way. Sometimes they get really serious, but I know what they're feeling.
Have you ever been performing and someone just hucks a gem sweater up on stage?
Yes, that has happened.
You in the eye?
I haven't gotten it in the eyes yet, but I do say, please, that is inappropriate behavior.
I like
after the show.
A pony I got a couple ponies back on my farm. Get some gem bridles for them. Let them
No, I think you're seeing a lot more gems. Absolutely.
Jiffy and Stanthorpe would like that a lot.
Yeah, no,
They're proud animals, and they deserve something like that.
They sound beautiful.
I'd need you to sort of christen that for me if I was going to. I'd do it right. I want to do it right.
No, absolutely. No, don't use adhesives or glues.
Right.
You want to...
I'm hell with the bedazzler myself. I just glue it all to my hand.
Well, ask your mother. Sounds like she seems to be a wonderful woman.
She's in jail now, but... but
I noticed on your website you have a European tour coming up. Is that right?
Yes, we're now.
How do you think that Europe is gonna take to the Gems play?
We've actually played there once before.
Really?
A tiny tour, though, just a few dates. But they are mad people. Actually, they're a little crazier than America's, and they're very enthusiastic, kind of like naughty, slutty types.
Yeah, all right. That's hey. So they have
so things happen backstage.
Like in front of stage.
I know your mom's here. Maybe I shouldn't be talking like that.
No, in front of the stage, they're willing to just get naughty and.
Is Mom going to go on the European tour with you?
I don't think so.
Now you know why, Mom.
Being an internet superstar has really changed this gal's life. This gal from Ames, Iowa.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I go to the grocery store and I'm wearing like a T-shirt of myself, and someone will say, "Hey, nice T-shirt," I'll say, "Yeah, I'm an internet celebrity," and so there's an exchange there.
Do they know what that means in Ames, Iowa?
Well, not really. But if they see, sometimes I get asked.
Lady Jazz, that's my favorite T-shirt of yours.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Lady Jazz. It's me in a nude suit, only covered in gems.
Right.
My mom sewed that and stuck gems.
That reminds me of this jazz singer I used to see down in Baton Rouge, and she was just a beautiful thing to behold. Till she blew herself up smoking a cigarette from her oxygen tank.
Nice story.
Well, I'm sorry.
Leslie, I noticed there's a portion of your website called Midwest Diva, which is as yet unfinished, except there's this picture of you there, and you're just sort of staring off. You're staring. It looks like you're searching. You're searching. What are you searching for, and what's that part of your website going to be?
I'm really glad you asked.
Yeah.
Obviously, music. I've handled it.
Right.
Obviously, the photo galleries, the artists' bios, I've got it. This next project I'm looking to do is television. I think I've got the voice and the fragrance that can withhold its own.
Yeah.
I'm working on some pilots right now, scripts, trying to get some stuff developed, and I think I could be the next white Oprah of Midwestern values.
Are you developing these with ABC, CBS? BET.
I got a question for you.
Well, I guess I'm not quite there yet.
Okay.
But
public access.
Yeah. Well, we just thought it'd be like a homegrown thing.
Yeah.
We start somewhere smaller. But maybe, obviously an ABC executive
probably
could
work out better for you than online television, because let me tell you, that's sort of a dead-end street.
You think so?
Yeah, believe me.
Let me ask you. Now, since you're known as the gym sweater woman, is there a lot of pressure on you to always have like a... Say you said you go to the supermarket. If you're just wearing like a Stevie Nicks T-shirt or like maybe a robe or something, if somebody sees you and they see you and they're not, don't they always expect you to have on the garb and the gym sweater?
No, I thank you. Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure. I feel the same thing that Britney Spears does when she just walking to the gym or going to get Taco Bell.
Right.
There is a need to always have your hair extra high.
Yeah.
There is always that need to be wearing the shiniest of the gems. Oh, that one only has a few gems. She's our mother gem. She should be wearing more.
Exactly.
I definitely feel that pressure all the time. But I absorb it and I dance it away on the streets.
You just let it loose like that.
Yeah, I have to. It's a tough game. This player haters and
I do that too, but usually by huffing gas or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Leslie Hall, it has been such a pleasure having you here.
Well, it's good. It's good
ROFLCON edition of Internet Superstar. Let me tell you, you are, in fact, an Internet Superstar. Leslie Hall. What a wonderful woman.
Thank
All
you.
right, let's stick around. We're going to be right back with Denny Blaze, the average homeboy, and Jay Maynard, the Tron guy, right after this word from our sponsor. What would you do if you were a pregnant man? Why, build a website about it, of course. And now you can do it cheaply at GoDaddy.com. Just enter the promo code STAR1 for giant savings. Good thing, because that guy who knocked you up down at the arcade is a real deadbeat. Make yourself an internet superstar with GoDaddy.com. much. Welcome back to my show. My next friend was launched into the stratosphere of internet superstardom when his demo video found its way onto YouTube, titillating millions of fans. Let's take a look at that video.
I'm not the typical rapper that you'll meet. I don't live in a box, nor was I raised on the street. And as you can see, I'm not black. I don't do drugs and I'm not on crack. What's the problem with a rapper who's white? We're all just fighting for our equal rights. Just because I'm not from the project doesn't mean that I can write million-dollar checks. I was not born with a silver spoon, and I don't have a daddy who's a big tycoon. I have to work hard every day if I want the money to go out and play.
Y'all just got Blaze. Here he is, everyone, the average homeboy, Denny Blaze. How you doing, brother? So great to have you here on Internet Superstar, man. Unbelievable.
Thank you for having me.
So back in 1991, before really there was an internet, you were knocking on every door you could find, trying to get your demo tape out there. That didn't really work out to you.
Well, when I was a teenager, it may have actually been a little bit before '91. I was, I had a boombox, and I liked listening to hip-hop music, but there weren't really any white people making it, so I decided I'm going to make this video called Average Homeboy.
Yeah.
So play and record on my cassette in my boombox, got a keyboard, microphone, wrote the lyrics to Average Homeboy, and then I just went through one time with that and decided to send it off to record companies. And back then I sent this particular video that turned into a viral video, Average Homeboy. I sent that to MTV, Warner Brothers, and Capitol Records, and then sat in a box for roughly 18 years, or 17, 18 years, and somebody pulled it out and anonymously posted it on YouTube.
Wow, so that's how it resurfaced. You know why I said 1991? Because the calendar that you flip through says 1991.
Yeah, that was one of those desktop things. I don't know.
That's how much of a scholar I am.
You are a scholar. No, but I know you research this stuff.
Those things. So at that point, you know, all these years had passed. Had you pretty much given up on your dream of being a famous rapper?
I never stopped making music. In fact, when I had sent it out to Capitol Records, they sent me back a letter saying, "Nice job, it's creative. Why don't you come up with more stuff?" So I kept making more songs, and I had a website, which is DennyBlaze.com. And you can email me from there. And so one day I got a couple emails saying, "Hey, it's a funny video." Then all of a sudden it just was a massive flow of 1,000, and then another day of 5,000 emails.
What was your reaction to that when you found out that this thing had resurfaced and you had become this huge cultural icon, really?
I was surprised because I didn't post it. And the person who anonymously posted it, he sent me a link to the video, and I linked it, and the first time I clicked on it, it had 300,000 hits, and it was like 300,000 already. And I wanted to figure out, number one, who posted and how they got it, because to be honest, I knew I only sent that to Warner Brothers, Capitol, and MTV, so I was like, it had to be somebody from one of those places. And it was a surprise, but it was nice to finally get my stuff out there. It's kind of ironic because when I made the video, I do the introduction of Average Homeboy sitting there on the stool with the microphone saying, you know, I'm working on smoothing out my rapping, and this is what I'm trying to market. I'm a white guy from the suburbs, you know, just my little spiel. I was trying to appeal to record companies, but at the time I made the video, there wasn't an internet, there wasn't CDs, there weren't DVDs, but who knew 18 years later there would be an internet, and instead of talking to the record companies, not just the record companies, but you get to talk to the whole world. So it shows how powerful the internet is, that not only did I send my demo off to New York and LA, but the whole world got to see my demo, and it's a great experience, and it's really changed my life.
How many people have viewed that video now?
I don't know. I at one point tallied up to like 20 million or something like that, but I had the original postings shut down because the anonymous poster uploader would not come forward, and we had some inquiries from people wanting to do interviews with me, and he wouldn't have a part of it, and he started a website to sell products with my name and my picture on it and everything like that, but he wanted to remain anonymous, so I ended up having YouTube pull those.
Good for you, Danny. Good for you. Now, you and Leslie Hall here actually collaborated on some hip-hop, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Hey, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Something about a Cadillac.
Well, I'm good friends with her brother as well, who happens to be a white rapper from Iowa.
I didn't know this.
Cowboy Clark is in our video, Future Country, and he also raps under RC.
Yes.
And he's a great guy. And another interesting story, her brother Highland lives out in LA, and he came across my video at a rental store. And yeah, I didn't even know it was in the store, so he came across it, told his brother out in New York about me, and we connected, and we ended up doing a collab right around the time that the video went viral. And right after that, then we did this Future Country video together.
Yes. Yes, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to get together and really express my love and appreciation for what he was doing way back when.
So you were a fan of his work before?
Yes. My brothers had actually shown it to me, and so I knew, they're somewhat just like me. Obviously, we are Midwest, and it's a tough game. We're not East, we're not West, we're Mid.
Are there a lot of white rappers in the Midwest that we don't know about?
Well, I think there are now. At the time I made Average Homeboy, there weren't, and in fact, there weren't people making videos back then. There weren't palm quarters or digital cameras. I made it with TV equipment. I used to ride the school bus to my dad's TV studio, and I learned how to run a TV camera. So back then, your cameras were gigantic. Yeah. You had a cable running into a VCR that you carried around with the batteries were the size of a car battery. So it was big old dinosaur equipment, and you had to spend a lot of time. And now with the digital age, you have nonlinear editing, and you could just, if you make an edit, you can undo it or slide video over or have multiple layers. Back then, the videotape I put it on was a 3/4-inch tape. They were about that wide and about that fat, and you had to have a suitcase just to carry around your tapes. They were so big. Yeah. And so I put a lot of time into that. And but there probably are a lot more white rappers now. But here's my thing with record companies is, if you're a white rapper and you make a song or an album and you send it to a record label, Warner Brothers, Capitol, it goes to the urban department. So they kind of don't understand where I'm coming from. It should be going to the suburban department because, I feel that, middle America can relate. The biggest part of this country is middle-class people. And I'm a middle-class guy, and right now record companies, they want you to have it come across that everybody's ghetto, gangsta, and got that hard urban core. And if there's a white guy who's rapping, he's got to be tough, he's got to be a gangsta, he's got to speak with triple negatives.
Come on, you're tough.
Stuff
like that.
Danny, you're pretty
well,
tough.
I'm not looking for fights. I defend myself, but
How many fights have you gotten in this month?
None. See, I don't, to me, like I said, I don't think it's about the bling bling. For me, it's just about Average Homeboys, about just being a middle class guy having fun, shooting hoops, eating Fruit Loops.
Last time I got blazed, I ended up waking up underneath the breakfast bar at Shoney's.
Wait a minute, you were at the show last night. I thought you got blazed last night.
I was trying. Well, that's what I want to ask you. What's it mean to be blazed and hated?
There's a lot of meanings. The #1 experience of you just got blazed means you just found out about the Average Homeboy video, or you just found out about Denny Blaze. But you could be playing basketball, hit a 3-pointer over somebody, you just got blazed. It could be somebody that doesn't like me, and the fact that I'm getting success, they got blazed. But basically, it's just the fact of you found out about Denny Blaze, the Average Homeboy, a guy that grew up in Louisville, Ohio, small suburb of Canton, which is a suburb of Akron, which is a suburb of Cleveland, in Middle America. And when I made the video, if you screamed as far as you could, nobody'd hear who you were or whatever. But now, thanks to the internet, it's going all over the world, and people out there know who Average Homeboy is.
You did last night. You really have been smoothing out your rapping. If last night, you guys all see Denny Blaze perform last night? Seriously, man.
And I was trying to crowd surf. But everybody had a damn iPhone in their hand. I ended up getting dropped and chipped the cap off my tooth. But it was a good time, man. It was. You were hot.
You nailed it, man. I was talking to some people before the show. I think there were some people. There's a little bit of apprehension in the room. Like they hadn't seen you since the old video.
Anybody that sees the demo video think, oh goodness, he's going to bring out a Casio keyboard,
exactly. Wearing the cardigan and the Zuba pants and all
exactly. But I think that's the appeal of Average Homeboy, because it's like a time capsule of that time period. I wasn't.
Those moves are timeless, though, and I was a little disappointed that you didn't bust out any of those moves.
I'm sorry. You wanted me to do that?
Do one now with the ass shaking one with the camera. You remember that?
Anybody want to do the little thing?
Let's get blazed. Let's get blazed.
I'll just do the little intro. It starts out, and I'm all like this, and it's. So.
You've been playing.
I'm actually, the next video I'm working on is called "Dance Like Denny." So hopefully you'll see that on the internet, and it's going to have that move in it, and hopefully a lot of people out there will be dancing like Denny.
Nice. Your new album, it's called Popularity. You sang a track from this last night. I think it really kind of, epitomizes your message. You're not going for popularity. You're just trying to be you, right? That's sort of the whole.
My big motto is the one thing you can do better than anybody else is be yourself. If you try to act or sound like somebody else, the best you can be is second best. So I try to be myself and just have fun and make my music and get it out there.
Well, we're very fortunate to have two fantastic hip-hop artists here tonight. Is there any way that we could sort of have a rap battle between you guys, a Midwest white rap battle?
I don't think so. We're on the same team.
We don't battle. I was going to say, we do nothing but love right here.
Everyone here wants to rap battle.
Mart, let me tell you, battling, I get that all the time because of being an average homeboy. I get all these tough guys that want to, I'll fight you, I'll kill you, I'll come beat you up and stuff like that. But for me, it's about tearing down and I'm about building up. So she's definitely a good friend and I don't want to battle her. So
when did you realize? When did you first realize you wanted to be a rapper?
I just like to be a leader, and rap was a way for me to express my point of view. And I don't sing. I'm a terrible singer. So I have sisters, and they said, you can't sing worth anything. So I know that rap was talking over music. And if you hear people like, let's say, for example, Biz Markie, I don't have anything against him, but like his, oh, baby, you got what I need, it's purposely off-key, but he gets his point across by just speaking. Yeah. And anybody in communications, any kind of communication skills can speak over a beat and get their point across. So if you've got a niche, my niche was that my track coach in junior high school used to call me Blazin' Hazen. My name's Denny Hazen. And for my speed around the track. Yeah. And so I said, hey, when I'm going to rap, that's my niche. I'm going to be Blazin' Hazen. So I eventually dropped from Denny Blazin' Hazen just to Denny Blaze because it was such a long name for marketing. But my niche was Blazin' Hazen. I was going to be the opposite. Instead of Ice-T, Ice Cube, Ice this, I'm so hard and gangsta, I'm going to be the opposite, all those cold things. I'm going to be hot, which is turns out to be Blazin' Hazen.
Right. Well, your other niche is this. You are an internet superstar. Denny Blaze, everyone. There he is. Check out the new album. It's called Popularity. You can pick up your copy at DennyBlaze.com. Right on. All right. Stick around, everyone, because coming up, we're going to talk to Jay Maynard, the Tron guy, right after this word from our sponsor. Right on.
Oh, hey there, sport. Gator here. I'm going to give you a little straight dope. Did you know that drivers at night, young males and teens, are among those least likely to buckle up and at greatest risk? I didn't know that, but now I do. And now you do, too. So the next time the Gator pulls up to a stoplight in his truck and he sees you sitting there and you're not buckled up, I'm going to get out and I'm going to pull you out of your car and I'm going to teach you a lesson you'll never forget. I'm going to wear you out. So better just buckle up. It's simple. Buckle your seatbelt. If you don't, you'll probably die, or at least get a ticket. Click it or ticket.
From coast to coast, cops are cracking down on seatbelt violations. Buckle up day and night, or expect a ticket. Click it or ticket.
All right, welcome back to my show. My next friend became an internet superstar of the highest order after a picture of him at the 2004 PenguinCon got slashed on it. Here's that picture right now. Here he is, everyone. Jay Maynard, the Tron guy. How you doing, Jay?
Greetings, programs.
What a pleasure.
Good to see you, buddy.
Wow. I mean, I've interviewed you before, but this is the first time in person, and I'm breathless.
Well, take a breath. if you fall over because you've lost your breath, you're not going to be able to finish the interview. So
I'll step in.
All right.
Okay, we can do that.
So you're obviously the darling of ROFLCON. I mean, how have you ever been able to take 2 steps the whole time you've been here without having to pose for a picture, do an interview?
I've been able to go about 10 steps without doing an interview, but I had pictures taken in between bites of pizza at lunch today.
So how many pictures do you think have been taken of you this weekend?
How many people are here? Take that number and double it, and you might get close.
You know how many people have taken photos of me?
I took 2 when you were sleeping last night.
Yeah.
Your mouth was wide open and everything.
Well, I'm glad that you're nice and fresh for my interview with you then.
Yeah, really.
How many interviews have you done?
I think it's like 9 at the moment.
Wow. And you got this camera crew from Current TV following you around all day?
And that's been interesting because they've done a real good job of staying out of the way and letting me do my thing around here. So I've been real pleased with that.
Yeah. Well, that's what a good documentarian should do.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it when it comes out.
You know, I think, speaking of photos, I think maybe the iconic photo from ROFLCON is going to be the one of you hugging the Firefox.
I saw that and I really liked it.
Yeah, did he get a little frisky with you?
No, he didn't. But I didn't have the heart to tell him that I'm a Safari user.
Didn't offer you a plug-in or anything like that?
No, he didn't. Nothing like that. He did give me a nice sheet of stickers.
You had a lecture last night. It was very well attended. It was called Surviving Internet Fame. What was the takeaway message from surviving internet fame? How have you survived it?
Basically, the takeaway message is that when internet fame hits you, and it's not when you become famous, it reaches out and hits you. The only thing you can do, you can't hide from it, you can't run away from it. It will not go away no matter what you do, so you might as well enjoy it.
Can you purposefully become an internet superstar, or is it something that has to happen without your agency or knowledge?
I'm not aware of anybody that's set out to become an internet superstar and succeeded.
Yeah, I haven't.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. The internet and the people on it are very, very good at detecting phonies and bullshitters.
Yeah.
And that's what bleepers are for. But if they detect it, they'll reject it immediately. And so if you try, you're going to produce that, and you're going to fail.
How many of those suits do you have? I'm just curious, because if that was me, I'd wake up and have potted meat all over it.
Just the one, and it's really beginning to show its age.
Do you have to have that dry cleaned?
No, I hand wash it.
That's probably good, because I'd love to see those people's faces when you walk in.
The folks where I live, generally, there was an article on me in the newspaper there. But
this is Minnesota?
Yeah, it's Fairmont, Minnesota. Compared to Fairmont, Ames is the big city. But they really don't, I've appeared in Fairmont a couple of times in it, but I don't think they really know.
You can get arrested for something like that in Fairmont, can't you?
If I wasn't real careful about where I wore it, yeah.
Mm. Hey, when you put on the suit, I'm curious about this. Do you feel like, does it give you an extra? I mean, I got this like full-on camo hunting suit that I wear sometimes. I think it makes me invisible. It doesn't, because my parole officer Greg always sees me up in that tree. But if you're wearing that, does it make you feel like you a little extra power or something? Or
not really. When I wear it, I know that I'm conspicuous. I'm walking down the street back to the hotel yesterday after the con. People were stopping and honking and waving, and of course the glow shows up better at night too. But beyond that, outside of just being conspicuous, no, not really.
Do you like your life better when you're in the suit or when you're not in the suit?
I've had a lot of fun while wearing it. I've really had some experiences I couldn't have gotten any other way.
Here's what I want to know. How do you take a shit in that thing?
I got to get undressed.
Yeah, but how long do you have to have handlers to unzip you?
No, I've learned how to manage to get myself in and out of it by myself. It took some practice.
You never you can't make it to the bathroom time. You get that little dribble stain down there.
Nope,
and then you gotta wet down the whole suit.
Oh no, that wouldn't work. I got to be careful about what I do with it.
Yeah, I would imagine. Maybe you see this flashing LED array or something like that, and you sport wood. That would be really embarrassing.
Yeah, well.
Do a lot of people know? I mean, you meet a lot of younger people that don't know what Tron is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an old fart. I was an adult when it came out, but I bet there's nobody in this room that can say that except for Denny's father, outside of me.
I could probably get there with you.
I don't know. Were you an adult in '82?
Yeah, I was. Well, Damn near close.
Okay, see?
Where I come from, you're an adult at 12. So.
Well, okay.
Israel?
It was 26 years ago.
I was married twice when I was 14.
3 kids.
So it came out 26 years ago, and there are more than a few people in this room who weren't born yet. So sometimes I have to explain not only that this is a costume from the movie, but also what the movie is and what it was about.
Did you see that?
And then I have to explain what a mainframe computer is.
Well, those guys they did a Tron remake recently of the thing it was the people that did like the 2-minute movie, and the guys did it with cardboard.
I saw that. That was
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, cool.
They put a lot of work into getting that done. I was really impressed by it.
So not only did Denny and Leslie do a video together, but you and Leslie did a video together, right?
I got to prove just how much of a singer and dancer I am not.
And I can prove it.
It's not my tights that cut off circulation.
You were great. Why don't you get up and show us some of the moves you did from that? This was.
I have to say that for that video, they coached me through every step of the way.
Well,
I'm not a dancer.
Maybe we can get a beat from our hip hop people over here for.
You do that?
I don't do hip hop beats.
But basically, I had to learn. The director basically taught me how to do the robot, and as you can see, I'm not real good at it even now. We spent.
You didn't do anything.
That's about all you're gonna get out of it.
That's a good little. You did a little shimmy.
Robot. I remember how to do this.
I'm the internet, you're the internet, we're the internet, now that's the internet.
Well, I'll do it with you.
Put it back up. I gotta get everything in place.
Get up there and dance.
Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble.
Show me some moves.
Gator and Maine.
Show you some moves. You gotta show me some.
You just do one.
Yeah.
I'll start it with.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Let's do the robot high five here.
Okay. Now, Gator, do your snake dancing thing.
Oh, yeah. That's how we danced with serpents when I was a boy.
He's got that one.
Everybody got a cup of strychnine?
I imagine that you get a lot of attention from the ladies when you're wearing that suit.
I get a lot of attention from just about everybody.
What you can see, how much you should pay.
Some of it...
ladies, what do you think? Come on.
How many times you got your ass pinched this weekend?
No, actually, everybody's been very polite about it.
Except for us.
How many?
Well, Gator, if you were polite, I'd wonder what had happened. Who'd hit you upside the head one time too many?
How many ROFL condoms have you had occasion to use because of that suit this weekend?
I've seen the pictures of those online. I haven't seen one.
I've only seen the ones online too. I don't think they really need.
I don't think
the ghosting thing on there. How many people have used the ROFL condom so far? Anyone? Yeah. No. This guy.
He was one of the
I don't buy it.
last
Look
night.
at you. I don't buy it.
Hey, they did that South Park episode recently. I don't know if you can talk, but it was. How'd you feel about that? I was just wondering.
I didn't know that was coming. I didn't know that they had done that until I got an instant message about halfway through that segment. Hey, you got to turn on South Park.
Right.
I'm not a fan of South Park.
Okay.
To me, it's an excuse to get 8-year-olds on TV cussing like stevedores. And I don't see the humor in it. But with all of that said, I have to say that I rather enjoyed that one. Like I said, I didn't know it was coming. And I understand that that's the way they do it for everybody.
Right.
What disappointed me most was that they didn't have me in to do my own voice. And I understand that's the way they normally do that, too. Unfortunately, the voice they gave me doesn't sound anything like me.
Right.
Oh, please. Laughing Baby had 4 times as many views as you.
Gator...
how do you think Payson Dave felt?
Chocolate red.
I don't know. I don't know how close they got his, but Gator, you can probably place where I'm from my voice originally.
I'd say maybe somewhere like Oklahoma.
Texas.
Almost, Houston. And those guys, they made me sound like I'm from Minnesota. Do I sound like I'm from Minnesota?
No.
Well, you guys, Denny and there's a ROFLCON right there. It's unused. Good.
Yeah. Okay, shine a light through it so you just stuck a pinhole in it. Okay.
Were you guys a little jealous that you didn't appear in the South Park episode with all the other internet superstars?
No, I definitely, I'm the Tron guy deserves every. I mean, he is our leader, truly, in this battle.
Did you get killed in that thing?
Yep, I got shredded by a panda. And as getting killed on South Park goes, that's one of the more creative ways to do it. So I won't argue too loud.
Well, J-Man, I got to say that is no way to treat an internet superstar, and that's what you are, my friend. J-Man, the Tron guy, everyone. If you want to learn more about his story, go to tronguy.net. You know what, everyone? That was so much fun, but I'm afraid it's all the time that we have for this special ROFLCON edition of Internet Superstar. Just really want to thank our friends for coming out. J-Man and the Tron guys. We got Denny Blaze over there. We got Leslie Hall over there. And we also want to give a shout out to our fantastic young camera crew that's been helping us out all weekend.
Yeah.
Eric Gartner over there. And Bruno Germansdorfer over there. Thank you so much, guys. They're from Northeastern. They're winning a film award tonight. Their movie is Poke. Look it up, all right, everyone? Check that out. And we especially want to thank all you guys for watching our show and supporting Internet Superstar. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you at the bar, everyone. Good night.
You guys.